Hello, classic BMW fans. It's been a long time since I made a video, and as you can see, I still have my car, still looking great, driving great. But yeah, I've been working so much and just being busy with the family and so on that I just haven't had time to make a video. So yeah, as I'm doing the spring cleaning and preparation for the driving season, and I need to change the pass from the winter tires to the summer tires on the van. I thought I would show you a bit what is new over here. So basically, I'm just dealing with bikes and so on. But yeah, as you can see, I now have a lift. So this is a scissor lift. And it's made by Titan lifts, as you can see. I think it's the SL 6000. I've been shopping these for a long time before I bought it, but now I forgot all about the the model number and so on. But anyway, it's really excellent. It works great, and basically I can do pretty much every type of service with this. It's especially good for suspension, brakes, and so on. But since it's a scissor lift, there's a bit of issues with the drive shaft and transmission and so on. But for the most part, it's a really nice tool to work. And you have this sort of control panel here that you use to raise it, and it's really simple. You press on the black button and it goes up. Actually, I can show you right now. So yeah, and it has some clicks to hold it in place, and so that you don't rely on the hydraulic pressure. And as you can see, it's a really simple design, just like one single lock here, and you release it by pulling on this bicycle handle over here. So you pull on it, and then it releases the locks, and then you're free to lower the lift. It's a super nice, a bit of on the expensive side. There are clones of this lift, but this one has a maximum reach with these arms, and it was really important to raise our Honda Odyssey over here. So really happy with this. And I also want to show quickly that last summer I built myself some like a system of ramps, and it's not my idea. I got the idea from somewhere else online. I think on I think it was garagejournal.com, I think. And basically the other parts are over here stored for the winter. And let me just bring down a few parts and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so this is the whole setup. So it's 3 pieces per side, and so this centerpiece is symmetrical on both sides, and you got an end piece and a front piece. And basically what I did is I made myself a plan in 3D because that's what I do for a living. So I made myself a plan with all the cuts and the parts I needed, and so basically I cut some 2x4s. I think it's pine, like really simple stuff, and it's not even treated. This is just like regular 2x4s, and some plywood. I forgot the thickness, but it's there. And basically, if I flip this on the side, you can see the construction. So I used, I think, plenty of supports here, and I made myself some triangular cuts that go all the way to the end. And I don't remember if I glued this part, but it's held up really nice. And so basically how it works is there's a hole here, and I made this piece and I rounded off the edges so I can align it and drop it in place easily. So if I just take it, I don't know if with one hand it will work, but basically I bring it like this, just wiggle it in place, there you go, and then it drops. So it's a pretty flush fit, and so the car just drives on it, and the angle is pretty generous, so you don't get like an abrupt sensation when you go on it. And then on this side there's the same kind of construction, but I'm using more horizontal sections like this. So and again, this is, this just drops in here. And yeah, I wanted to round the edges so that I can wiggle the alignment a bit. So let me just get this in place. There you go. And then at the end, I put a stopper here, so I know when to stop with the vehicle. And I made myself some marks. So this is for the BMW, this is for the Odyssey, and I can just, align it like this, and align it over here, like this, and then here. Well, I would need to push it further back, but you get the idea. So then I get a pretty nice alignment, all the way down. So yeah, it's super convenient, and the fact that I can remove it for the winter time, I can just store it up there and then store the minivan so that the van is at the right temperature when taking out the kids and so on. So with the space that we have, which is still pretty good, I can push the BMW on this side during the winter time, drive the van there, and the lift is just pushed away because this can be moved. You take the front part here, there's a little notch, and you just put it there and lift it, and then you can roll this. I mean, it's, of course, you don't go pretty far with this. I would not try to move it on top of asphalt like this, but on concrete, it's really nice. And yeah, so I put the lift there, the BMW is on top, and yeah, that's it. It's out of the way. So really nice. And I looked, for days and days, and I spent weeks researching which lift to get, but at the end of the day, I did not want large columns. I don't have the height. So yeah, this is a compromise. And actually, if you are looking for a lift, every lift is a compromise. There's no perfect solution. So for me, it has the least number of compromises that I was ready to deal with. In terms of work on the BMW this year, what I'd like to do is install these fog lights. So I got these new old stock fog lights. Let me get them out of the wrapping. Okay, so these are the projector type fog lights that were installed on most of the E32s, and just like for a few years they went for the I don't know if you can see it there, like the sealed beam kind of fog light. I mean, it's not a sealed beam, but you know what I mean. It doesn't have, like, it's just a plain reflector. But this one is, it has a projector in it, so it's like more advanced, and so this is pretty much brand new, Hella unit. So the thing is that I don't have the right connector for this, so let me just put this here so it doesn't fall off. No, let me show you. Okay, so over the winter time, a while ago, I made myself these adapters, but the Tessa tape I used doesn't have great adhesive. I can see it just, falls apart. But anyway, so I'm going from this type of connector, which is like 9005, 9006, and I'm going to this particular type of BMW connector for the new fog light. But I don't know if I'm using the right size of wire, because as you can see, this one has a pretty thick wiring here, if I can focus like this. But this one, the one I use, is pretty small. So I don't know if I can do that. I have to research if it's a legit conversion. But yeah, I need to do 2 of these to connect the new fog lights. Okay, and in these 2 boxes, as you can see, I have new headlights for the E32. So I got this from Germany, from a German seller, a store that would not want to ship to Canada. So I had to use a third-party shipping service, which cost extra money and all of that. But in the end, I got these. So look at that. They're perfect. Oops, wrong side. Yeah, look at the crystal clear optics on these projectors and the reflectors. They're so nice, and the adjusters are perfect. Look at that. So I will of course grease them because you know what happens to these if you had to deal with these over time. So yeah, they're like really nice, and they were not that expensive when I got them. I think for the set I paid like $350, which is really nice for OEM light. So I got the left side, the right side, and these are the regular connectors. They just swap. But I want to get a film protector. Not a coating, but what do you call it? Like the vinyl transparent film. You know what I mean. So I need to get these protected, but then I'll install them. Okay, the next part I want to install is this made in Germany, super expensive, overpriced universal joint for the steering column. Really expensive. I think I paid 300. I mean, it's ridiculous, really, for what it is. But I heard from another viewer and someone who makes videos in Canada who used a Chinese universal joint, and it failed within like months. So yeah, I did not want to take a chance. It's not a fun job to make to do. So yeah, I went for the original BMW unit. So yeah, I'll be changing that. And over here I have a power steering hose that I need to replace because mine is leaking. So this is I think this is an Edelman. I don't know where this is made in Mexico. Yeah. I don't know if this part is available as a BMW part. Might be available as a I forgot Coline, that's the name, which is OEM for many makers. But anyway, so this should be good. I need to replace that. So as you can see, I have a lot of parts and but not a lot of time. Yeah, also off camera, last year I had experimented with some spacers, and I'm kind of torn on these because they look nice, but I really prefer the original OEM look. But these really push out the wheels to give them a nice stance, but you can tell it's not original, and you know, I'll post some pictures here. You can see that it's not. I mean, it looks good, but to me, I wasn't quite comfortable with this look. I'm more of an OEM kind of guy. OEM plus maybe, but this isn't like plus for me. So I did not keep them on the car. Maybe I'll sell them. We'll see. So yes, that's pretty much it for the overview of what I've been doing. I got a new garage opener as well. Just, you know, some quality of life stuff. But yeah, the car gave me a check engine light the other day as I drove it. It just flashed, which is really strange. The resulting code was something like 1222, which is a fuel and air mixture or efficiency kind of code. You know, if the efficiency is less than ideal for 10 seconds, it throws this code. So, you know, I looked at the hoses, the vacuum hoses and so on, but I could not see any issues. So yeah, I guess I'll just live with it for now. And I'm also living with some codes on the display here about the light, because I installed some aftermarket xenon headlights, but that's okay. I'm okay with this. So yeah, hopefully I can post more videos this year. We'll see, because I'm super busy. I don't have a lot of time, but you know, I still drive the car, still like the old classic BMW feel and look, and nice door closure. I love this all the time. So yeah, take care. I hope you are driving your classic BMW and you have a good time also wrenching on it. If you want to post some experiences on what you've been dealing with, you know, I'd like to hear it. I'm sure the other viewers would also like to hear about it. But yeah, in the meantime, take care, and I'll see you hopefully soon. Bye-bye.